Oh, oh, my hearties, a very good evening to you. It's me, Scottie McClue, the world's top broadcaster, the first lord of the internet, and world's most humble man, live streaming just for you, live on YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Monday night, nothing gets past me, as you very well know, and it's lovely to have you all with us. I hope you've had a good weekend and that you're suitably rested and ready to do business. Now, let's see who's about tonight. Catherine Raven is first. She says, good evening, Scottie. Hope you've had a wonderful day. It looks like it's going to thunder here. Dinky-Doo. Well, we've had torrential rain here, Catherine, I can tell you. We're here, says Welly Song. Way, Welly Song, welcome. I was first, says Graham Niven. No, Catherine was first, Graham. Sorry about that. Let me just check again. Yep. No, Catherine was first. Good evening, all. Dinky-Doo, says Lenny. Hello, Lenny. Dinky-Doo. Betty McIver's with us tonight, which is first class. Wonderful, Betty. Thank you very much. Dinky-Doo, says Finlay Morris. Dinky-Doo Finlay. Hi, Scottie. How's your dinner? Beautiful dinner tonight, Gabriel. Yes, absolutely beautiful. Thank you very, very much indeed. And Dinky-Doo, what's been for dinner, says Lee. Fantastic stuff, but we've got more important things to talk about than McClue's dinner. No. Hi, Catherine, says Graham. Hello, Graham, says Catherine. Hi. Woohoo! Says Welly's Song. Fantastic. Good evening, Scottie. Dinky-Doo. Hello, Scottie. Hello, everyone, says the wonderful Glenn Peacock in Sheffield. Hello, Scottie. Hello, everyone, says Craig Cochran, I should say. But Glenn says, good evening, Scottie. Dinky-Doo. Proper manners, proper gent, Glenn, you know. Alistair Campbell, hello, everybody. Good evening, Scottie. Had a break from the phones the last week, but back to your tones. John Jones, excellent. Lovely to have you with us. We're working on the YouTube channel all the time. Get on to the playlists and share them. All right, there's some brilliant stuff there. Although I say it myself, I was listening to it, nothing to do with me, but to do with the callers. And there's some very, very funny stuff going on, just absolutely incredible. So there you are. So check out the playlist, because until very recently, you couldn't see these playlists. Silly me. Where's your number one fan, Scottie? You're there, Glenn. Why? Where did you think you were? My goodness me. Dark Hall. Dinky-Doo, my good man. Dinky-Doo, can everybody like, please? Clear the chat, click like, and let's get the sharing started, just to let everybody know that we are on. Fantastic. John Jones, lovely to have you with us. I popped up the other night and a good few hundred joined me. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's wonderful stuff. So there we are. Right. We'd better press on and see what's happening in the world tonight, I say. I think everyone should have a holiday in the UK this year. Betty, I see all this stuff about people flying to Spain and to Portugal, and I think, how mad must you be to go on an aircraft when there is an airborne virus around that's a killer? You know, and you're going to be breathing the same air. Now, they say if you're exposed for 15 minutes to the virus, that's when you could get it. Now, I'm just thinking you're going to be, maybe 4 hours on a plane, breathing the same air as everyone else all the time. You know, so if you haven't got it, you could get it. I'm so mean I make medicine sick, says Graham. Good one, Graham. Where's Barry Christmas? We don't know, Finlay Morris. So there we are. Now, what have we got here? Where is your... Dinky-Doo, my good man. That was Dark Hall. I've wrestled with alligators. I've tussled with a whale. I've done handcuffed, lightning, thrown thunder in jail. You know I'm bad. Just last week I murdered a rock, injured a stone, and hospitalized a brick. Graham, Action equals reaction. If you'd done that, you would have come off worse because the stone's been around for billions of years. Do you see? So there we are. So you're talking nonsense. You know who I mean, Scotty? Mr. Controversial. I do, Glenn. I know exactly who you mean. So there we are. I know that, Glenn. I was just having a wee bit banter with you. Fantastic. The wonderful Kareem has joined us. Scotty, how are you today? Good Sunday? Yeah, wonderful Sunday, Kareem. I went to Loch Lomond in the rain and the park was so quiet. Yes, it will be, Kareem, but you're back up safe and sound from Carlisle. It's not Carlisle, it's Carlisle. Yes, you balance it up, Carlisle. Equal sort of influence on each of the phrases. Why are people getting annoyed about the Spanish holidays? What do they expect plonkers to do? I know, how very, very strange. Can you make my friend Lyle a happy birthday? Niall, I shall do what I can. Niall and Lyle. I have a feeling we've almost defeated this virus in Scotland. That's not to say we just ignore it. All the good practices, but it's looking a lot brighter than a few weeks ago. David, we'll never actually defeat it until it runs out. You know, I had an idiot on the stream of a talk show I was listening to this morning. I listened to other talk shows to see if they're any good, and I was listening. I had an idiot arguing with me, and she was saying we need to have herd immunity. Now, I think about another 500,000 people would die if we had herd immunity, and that's why the government backed off that very, very quickly. But that's the kind of dafty that's out there. Now, that person who said that is walking the streets, so, you don't want that. So there we go. It's my birthday, says Lyle. Lyle Murray, happy birthday. Dinky-Doo from the nation, not just one nation, all nations, on Scottie McClue's YouTube channel. Dinky-Doo, I say. Fantastic. Welly Song says it's the same for the children going back to school full time. A breeding ground for a second wave. Welly Song, you are such a wise person. So there we are, very wise. So no, we haven't defeated it, David. We've just managed to avoid a massive spike in it by everybody obeying the rules. Obey is the word. Strong word, but there we go. I got a playpen for Oliver today. This is wonderful Gordon Robertson. Good evening. Hello, Gordon. I got a playpen for Oliver today. It's a big one, but given the howling and barking, I guess he's not keen on it. Well, that's just to tell you at the moment, but he'll get used to it. If he's got his toys in there, and you can say, go on, Oliver, there's your toys. You see? So it's all a bit, you will get a little bit worn thin, Gordon, there's no doubt, because Oliver will be a tremendous character, filled with energy and love, and you will think, oh, goodness, what's he got now? It's that sort of thing. It's just making sure he doesn't get a hold of anything he shouldn't get a hold of, as you well know. So the playpen's a pretty good idea. So there we are. Graham Niven, we don't mention the name of elderly actresses who are not well. So there we go. We just don't do that, Graham Niven. Not too sure about you, Graham. You need to pick up on the harmony of this stream. This is where I had a problem with Tam. He wasn't quite getting the harmony. He thought, I'll stir it up a wee bit. We don't do that. It's not that kind of show. It's just for a nice lockdown chat where people can come on and feel safe. Hello, Graham. Scotty, Boris now wants to hold the cabinet meetings in Scotland. Funny they always care when yes are ahead. Well, you see, Kareem, to be honest with you, people talk about separatists, but the separatists are within a certain party in Westminster. That's where your separatists are, because they don't know how to handle Scotland. And I was thinking this morning, is Nicola going to be asked to chair these cabinet meetings because the Prime Minister is obviously a guest in another country? So there we are. Scotty, love the badge, my good sir. Mark McDonald. There we are. I wish I had one to give you all. So there we go. But someday we'll get there. We're building up the YouTube channel and it's working. Please have a look at all the videos on the playlists. Let me know if you can see all Scotty's playlists. Yes, do let me know, guys, because I don't know from the other side. So there we are. And yes, the badge is popular. And Mark, can I tell you what we've got for emergencies? This is my front badge. This is my emergency front badge, which is a back badge at the moment. So there we are. Can you see that? Is that fair enough? The Scottie McClue back badge. Wonderful stuff. The virus is transmitted to a cat from its owners at Glasgow University. They both survived. It gets you thinking, well, it's the poor cat, you know, but apparently it doesn't go the other way. The animal can't pass it on to the human. So we know at the moment, but they don't really know. Of course, it gets you thinking, Catherine. You're always thinking. You're a very wise lady. Scotty, my dad tells me the virus has got worse ever since they let holiday makers in. Well, yes, I think this is the problem, Gabriel. You know, you let the holiday makers into a wee village and they don't have the facilities. I'm not saying you're in a wee village. I don't know where you are, but the holiday makers should be in their house. I need it, brackets, and the crate, close brackets, for him, for his own safety. I need to put Oliver into the playpen on occasions, such as when I'm making my dinner, yes, or he will squeeze in somewhere dodgy or dangerous or hot. You know, try and squeeze in round the cooker, sit under you when you're dealing with hot pans, jump up on you when you're least expecting it. All sorts of things Oliver will be getting up to. And if he's in his playpen, you know he's safe. And that's what matters. Guys, can we all have a massive share, please? We haven't done a single thing since the start. Not a thing. And who knows what's actually happening there? I've just seen a very, very good sign. That's wonderful. Right. This is definitely building, guys, this stream. It's not going to be sort of like an overnight build, but it will build. It will build. Okay, here we go. Right, share time, share. Now, I want to see if we can really get the figures up tonight, guys. We really need to get these figures up as soon as possible. And we'll just put live now and let everybody get into the swing of it. Live now. Oh, I'm going to put the URL in as well. Is that okay? YouTube.com. Catherine Raven, I hope you didn't mind me correcting you the other day, but the link was no good because you'd put a space and missed out a dot. You just put www.youtube.com, www. But I was very grateful to you. I didn't want you thinking, God, I'm trying to help him, and he's shouting at me. It's just, it's no point if we don't get the URL right. I am learning. Because how else are people going to find us apart from the URL and word of mouth? So there we are. Right, I've shared that. If you can all do the same. Can we get a shout out for Oliver the dog? We can, Graham. Yes. Hi, Graham and Kareem and everybody. Catherine's just joined us. Sorry, Scotty, says Graham. Not at all, Graham. That's absolutely fine. You've had your telling off now. Your wee dog sounds lively, Gordon. Brilliant. You're so lucky. Oh, I think you'll be lively. I think Gordon sounds quite lively as well. My humble apologies. No, not at all, Graham. It's finished. Gone. Over. Okay, that's it. Gone. You know, too many important things now. Oliver is fantastic, says Gordon Robertson, but you're right. I was starting to get worn thin, quotation marks. Actually, I expected far worse, quotation marks. But I think the playpen will be a godsend for us both. Capital D at God, Gordon. You are a grammarian. Fantastic. Please look after yourself, because Oliver's not going to have a nice time if you're not on form. Evening, Lord McClue, Dinky-Doo. So a wee bit of time in the playpen when you're sitting there, and you can always pop your hand over and give him a wee pat. That sort of stuff. And give him phrases like, go on, have a wee lie down now. That's a good boy. Oh, you're a good boy. Have a wee lie down, Oliver. Can you mass produce the badges? I'll purchase 70. Graham, at some point we will get the merch out there. I want to get the YouTube channel right first. So I'm having to go back to all the videos where I've put far too fancy a title, and it's not going to mean anything to anybody with all these hashtags and things. So what I've done, I've simplified the titles, and you all need to have a look at the playlists and send them out, the links for them, to all your buddies, you know. But tell me if you can see the playlists. I mean, right now, can you see Scottie McClue playlists? It'll say along the top or the bottom, playlists, and that would be fabulous. Lenny says, I told off youths to get a face mask on in my big local shop today, and they got threatening with me. So I went outside and they ran. Now, young people just like to try it on, Lenny. They're not meaning to. They do the big talk because they hear it in their games and game shows, but you just have to say, enough, right? This is for your health. There we are. And by the way, I know all your mothers and fathers, and I'll be having a word with them as well. Evening, Scotty. I'm just about to have dinner while watching Channel 5 show about the QA2, but I'll pop in and out. ACOS, very kind of you. Always lovely to have you with us. You know, everybody's very welcome to come, and everybody's very welcome to go. We don't mind. We're here anyway. So if we can get to see you, we'll be very pleased. If we can't get to see you, we'll be just as pleased. How's that for a warm Scottish welcome? Grail says, thanks for letting us know, ACOS. Yes, I think it's important if we know who's coming and going. There we are. There's a bit of coming and going. Lenny, don't try to police the public. No, that's the police's job, but do feel free to give people a bit of a telling off. J-Dog, Dinky-Doo, Scotty, how are you? Very well, J-Dog. Lovely to have you with us, and welcome to a fantastic stream. J-Dog, I need to know, can you see all my playlists and all my videos now? Because until recently, they were secret, not intentionally. So there were. Hi, J-Dog Gaming, says Graham. Thomas has joined us. Ho-ho! Evening, everyone. Just left work at the station watching. So I think we've missed the punctuation there, Tam. So we'll say evening, everyone. Just left work at the station. Rather than work at the station. He doesn't work at the station. So there we are. Good man, Tom. Welcome. Let's have a massive share. Hi, Graham, says J-Dog. Hi, J-Dog, says everybody. Hi, Thomas, says Finlay Morris. Hi, Finlay, says Thomas. There we are. I think we've all got that. Lots of highs going on. Evenings, highs. I'll coast through all that. Gabriel says the same Lenny told a couple to wear a mask and they get angry, but just headed out the shop. My missus is bad with asthma. You missed out a TH there. So she won't be shopping again. So there we are. No, absolutely. I mean, you can do the shopping. If somebody's in to do the shopping. Somebody said they'll not be going out shopping this morning on that other talk show stream. And I said, well, you're going to starve. You'll be losing weight. I didn't say you're going to starve. I just said you'll be losing a lot of weight. Can we get the numbers up, please, guys? So everybody's saying hi, 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 hi. There we are, all that. Yeah, good evening. How long ago was the picture of you on the badge, Scotty? Last weekly. No. I'm trying to remember. I think probably that would be taken about... maybe about 15 years ago or something, actually, the picture on the badge. because obviously I'm a beardy, but that's just the last month or two. 2.2k subs, Scotty. You're on the rise. We're on the rise, G-Dog, but we need a lot more subscriptions and we need a lot more people. Can you see the playlists? That's what I need to know. And can you see all the videos? I'm changing the titles to make them much shorter, J-Dog. The bonnet looks good on you in reverse, Scotty. Thanks, the Archie. Well, maybe turn it round. Maybe do one half of the show one way and the other half the other. That's fine, Scotty. I know I have to make loads of mistakes trying to share. It's absolutely fine. I understand. Good, Catherine, because I was very anxious. Obviously, I'm a big fan of yours, and I didn't want you thinking, oh, I'm trying to help the man, and he's telling us this is no right and that's no right. But it's just without the right URL, you're wasting your time. And your time is very, very valuable, even if mine isn't. You know what I'm saying? Good evening, Scotty. Sorry I'm late, says the wonderful Stephen Douglas. How's been over the weekend? Like to share as always, Stephen. You're a top man. Thank you for liking and sharing. Like to share, Scotty. Scotty, a big week in politics for Alex and the SNP. Interesting things to come, I'm sure. Oh, Kareem, never a dull moment. Woof, woof, says Gabriel. Woof, woof. Good, Gabriel. Scotty, you'd be lost without Thomas. Glenn, I wouldn't put it as strongly as that, but Thomas needed to have a good hard think about what we are as a stream and that you don't sort of change the dynamic too much. Does anyone like oven chips? Not for me, Graham. I like the real McCoy. Have you ever gone for a posh meal and they give you about half a dozen chips crisscrossed with each other? A wee chip tower. No food, of course, just a wee chip tower. If your bait's not in the water, you won't catch a fish. Time, Scotty, time. Absolutely, Alistair. I've got to have a look because to me, the YouTube channel was just something that everybody said, I need to be on the YouTube channel as well. About 10 years ago or something. I think 2011. I started my YouTube channel, but I didn't do anything with it until about 2 or 3 months ago. And now, of course, I realize that it needs a complete overhaul because there's wonderful, wonderful material there, but it's not getting out there because people go, hashtag that. No, I don't know what that is. You know, so, and, you know, they're not going to click on it unless it actually says Scottie McClue, video talk show and the date, or Scottie McClue, angry woman, you know, and that's that sort of stuff. I can see all your playlists are very good for the subscribers who are trying to find specific videos. I'm wondering if I need to separate them again. Is there too many in one playlist, J-Dog? But they're looking okay, and do you think that the same thumbnail is helpful? Shopping's a washout. Do it online. Less hassle. Yeah, but if we do that, the shops will all shut. GM. Guys, can we get the numbers up? Yeah, lots of sharing, please, guys. Come on. We must share. Which part of share is everybody struggling with, including me? See, I forget. I get distracted talking to you all. You're a distraction. We're on here trying to share. We're trying to build our show, our live stream, and we're not even sharing with the basics. There we are, live now. Guys, see when you're sharing, include the URL, www.youtube.com/user/Scottie McClue 1. There we are, live now. I think that would be a terrific help if it's no trouble. So there we are. I'm sure I had it there. There we go. Is that any help for the sharers? So www.youtube.com/user/Scottie McClue 1. And there it is on all the latest technology for you. Beautifully handwritten. Because I think technology needs somebody to do handwriting. All this typing and clicking and all that sort of carry on. Yes, I know. We need to do it. Join in. Right, youtube.com. Can we all share, please, with your groups, your gamers, everybody? I know it's a bit repetitive, this, but there we are. The BBC get away with it, don't they, with the coronavirus? Everybody watches to see what's happening with the coronavirus, and it's always the lead story. I don't think we've had a non-lead story on it. Otherwise, people won't know about the show. They won't, Graham. Nobody will know. I mean, we're having a great show. I'm very, very proud of the show. I'm very, very happy about what we're all doing here. I think it's a fabulous, fabulous thing. I didn't envisage anything like it when we started. I thought I'll go on and see if anybody's out there. And now we're really quite a cheerful band of wonderful human beings, just finding somewhere nice to be during lockdown. And you can't fault that. But unless we tell people, they won't know. So I'm not too worried about the product, if that doesn't sound a bit arrogant. I bought a dehydrator. It was delivered today. I loaded it up with various pieces of fruit just before you came on. It takes about 7 hours before the fruit's been dehydrated and ready to eat. You watch that, Gordon Robertson. I don't want you getting dehydrated. I've never heard of a fruit dehydrator. I do have a juicer. In hindsight, it seems a bit daft, because if I don't dehydrate it, I could eat the fruit right now. Absolutely, you could become a fruitarian as well as a grammarian. But don't underestimate that sugar, sucrose is in fruit, and I think that can be quite fattening. You know, everybody goes, oh, nice healthy glass of orange juice in the morning. Can be quite fattening. Welly Song says, I can see 4 playlists. Thank you, Welly Song. Did you have a job finding them, or are they easy to find? This is what we need to check. I need help building this stream. A dehydrator, my wife bought one of them. Well, wait a minute. Maybe no. GM. So there we are. However, I can make various fruit, veg, and meaty chews for Oliver. Yes, some wee dogs like a wee bit of fruit and veg, but just watch grapes. I don't think are good for dogs, and dogs like them. They'll take them. Grapes are not particularly good. Don't know about tomatoes. Clyde doesn't really like banana. He goes, I don't fancy that. That sort of stuff. He likes a wee bit vegetable sometimes. You'll take a wee, some dogs love vegetables. I prefer homemade chips fried in an old soup pot. Absolutely, the Archie. Do we fry them in beef dripping? Is that how you would do your chips? You should play a clip from one of your first streams on YouTube in February. So there we are, February. So, right, was this when we just started? Yes, absolutely. I've got just about every kitchen gadget there is, says Gordon Robertson. No, Gordon. And you'll know what to do with it. Because I can remember when I remember speaking to a man from a breakdown service. See what I just did there? A breakdown service. And he said, I am a qualified motor mechanic and engineer. He said, but I don't really use a lot of that now because I'm plugging modern cars into a computer, right? Now, I can remember, Gordon, when diagnostic machines were very new, and a boy for 5 says, Scotty, what you need to do with that motor, son? I can't tell you exactly what's wrong with it. I'll send you down to a boy who's got a big machine. And I said, well, I can't do that here. I said, I'll have to get another one somewhere else. He goes, well, all I'll say to you is that's fine, because they're pretty good, the machines, you know, Ken. And but just see the boy kens how to work it. Because if the boy doesn't ken how to work it, and they pointing in the machine, Ken. I said, oh, absolutely, Ken. So that was it. I'm not sure if Ken was his name, but we certainly, he said it a lot. So there we are. There's a YouTube algorithm. Everyone needs to thumbs up and subscribe. Yes, Willie. So is everybody subscribed? What you just thumbs up and subscribe, liking and subscribing to the channel, Willie Song, is that correct? The Archie, why not a chip pan? Yes, Sub-Zero. The chip pan itself, and then you can lift them out with a wire basket. You see, watch, these chips are just about ready. Watch, I keep an eye on that oil. You don't see chip vans or ice cream vans anymore. I heard one coming round, but I didn't see them. So I wasn't sure if I was imagining it, if it was a childhood dream or something like that. You know, they used to come round and play their chimes, and they would sell you stuff. And in the days when people smoked, you could get a single fag from the van. You know, I think it was threepence. My cat just brought a mouse home, and I'm not a cat out for this. Cat dad life, says Ronald Villers. So there we are. Ronald Villers, get used to it. I remember when I stayed in lovely digs in Aberdeen, and they had several cats. One morning I came down with my bare feet, and I thought, what's that on the table? Somebody spilled something, and here was a wee mouse minus its insides. The cat thought it would just have it for breakfast. Poor thing. So there you are, absolutely. So the guy said, I went home last night. I shut the door in my house. I slipped into something warm. Where is that cat? So Scotty, the stock, the English administration is going to put an internet tax on buying products, an extra 2% to encourage people to get out and shop, so they say. Well, you see, it's difficult because you can't have them giving advice to stay in and stay safe and stay Dinky-Doo. It's the latest hashtag, stay Dinky-Doo, capitals at each different word. Capital S-T-A-Y, capital D-I-N-K-Y, capital D-O-O. Hashtag in front, stay Dinky-Doo. So there you can't be asking them to do that and then saying, right, out you get to the shops, every single one of you. What's heavier, a kilogram of steel or a kilogram of feathers? Oh, you've caught me there. I would have said they were both the same, a kilogram's a kilogram. But you're telling me, Graham, that's right, it's a kilogram of steel because steel's heavier than feathers. This man is filled with nonsense from the tip of his toes to the top of his head. J-Dog says the playlist should be fine. Maybe you separate them even further by doing them per month. Right, so as we get on, we'll do the months. Absolutely. What about the older ones? I mean, some of them have got several hundred videos in them. Is somebody going to have a look at that? My dog brought home a very big, powerful car once. I was shocked because I hadn't a clue he could drive. Evening, Scotty, says the wonderful Anthony. Good evening, Anthony. Stay on until 10, says the wonderful Finlay Morris. Finlay Morris, you are kind. Thank you. Saying that people could do with a wee bit more McClue of an evening. GM, are you walking about with your eyes closed? There's ice cream vans everywhere. I don't know, are they all masked up? I can only see the comments. Tam, that's what we wanted to see. Oh, you mean you don't have my picture? It's great. Very good, Tam, yes. You're a tee-hee merchant indeed. Sub-Zero, no, here, there's none. We live in a posh area. They get out the bath to do a pee. Very pleased to hear it. There we go. You have given me an idea, though. You're doing the Skype, says Glenn. I could do the Skype, Glenn, if you've got something urgent. Who's in the Skype tonight? Finlay, why are you not on the Skype? Thomas says, I'm going to start broadcasting an after-stream show in which I break down the stream myself. And Longshanks will be doing a post-show. Good, Thomas. I'm encouraging you to get out there and do your stuff. But remember what I told you about what you say. You need to be awfully careful if you're going public. Who's giving me huge money? I heard on the news today about COVID-19 spikes appearing all over. Do you think the masks should have been made mandatory from the beginning? No, you see, what we were getting from the beginning, and they won't like being reminded of it, but we were being told that masks wouldn't make a difference. Now, the thing is, we were in lockdown. Lockdown should have happened maybe 2 or 3 weeks earlier. They should have got off their mark, and I think that would have helped the situation no end. But having said that, the other side of that is that we might have been through it, but at that time they were even talking about herd immunity, and apparently about 500,000 people could have died if we'd done the herd immunity. So it's just as well the scientists got involved, because although they didn't know everything about the virus, they knew a bit more than the politicians. And it was good that the politicians started listening, certainly in Scotland. So there we go. There's been a lot of wisdom. More likes, please, guys. Like. I like grapes, says Graham Niven. Grapes, very good for you. But there's something in them that's not good for the dogs. And Gordon Robertson, you'll know about this. Chocolate is a no-no, unless it was dog chocolate. But I tend not to give that to puppies or anything like that, and just very sparingly. GM, hit the dollar. In fact, smash the dollar. So there we are. I'll find out who's hit the dollar. McClue tax, says Thomas Pidden. Brass tacks, Thomas, for getting down to. See what I just did there? So there we go. Right, let's get the dollars tapped, guys. Not enough tapping. Yes, Scotty, a full block of dripping. And then I do fried bread and dip bread into the dripping. The Archie, stop. Fantastic. So there you are. It sounds like a wee plate of heart attack, but very, very delicious. What I was thinking, though, when I was doing my very, very high fat eating, someone said, oh, no, get it into the lard or the dripping. Oh, proper stuff. Yes, get as much fat in you as you can. And I lost 2 stone. Don't try that at home now. So there you are. To be honest, I preferred living in a council house. You had far nicer neighbours, the council schemes, compared to them on here. Well, GM, you see, I would never hear a word against a council house. It's a very, very good idea, because you can't take a house with you. And, in Scotland, what people call a big scheme in some of the towns and villages is a lovely, lovely wee community, It was, they live up the scheme, and the scheme is just a lovely wee community. So I'm afraid I've never, ever judged people by where they've come from, where they live, all that sort of stuff, because things are tough. And I can remember a friend of mine who's a multimillionaire, and 2 people knew where he'd come from, and her sister, when they saw where he was from, looked at each other and went, my, he did well getting out of there, I'll tell you. Yes, because obviously when you apply for jobs, certain schemes, people, just watch, there might be a thief or something like that. You see, and I've found, the person, the one bad person I've met in my life was not Freya Kunselhus. I can't tell you. The other thing is they're very, very, very well-built houses. If you look at Moss Park and Postle Park and these double-skinned brick houses, very well-built, excellent. And the 4 in a block as well. So sometimes when you're visiting people in a nice wee house, you don't want to go in the winter because the house is lovely and warm, and your own place will be like a fridge. So there's McClue rant over, I say. So there we are, Kunselhus versus Bothus. Oliver got away, or Bot Kunselhus. Gordon Robertson, wonderful Gordon Robertson, top man. Oliver got a wee bit long stem broccoli to chew on the other day and seemed to like it. I've checked up on what's okay for dogs to eat. Absolutely, Gordon. Please do, because it's so important. And also the fact he's a puppy. His wee insides won't be quite fond. I can remember, I shouldn't tell you this in case somebody's having a late plate of wheat bangs, but I came down when old Lord Reith was a puppy. in Preston in Lancashire into my kitchen, and I thought there'd been a flood. Every single fluid you could possibly think of was all over that floor, and this wee soul was in his bed going, I don't know what happened. And my first thought was, that wee pet's dehydrated. I need to make sure he gets lots to drink, as I got the bucket and the sponge out. And he'd obviously eaten something, just picked it up, even the walk. I was as vigilant as I could, but he'd picked something up, eaten it, and had given him a right good turn out. So I'm sorry if somebody's at a late plate of wheat bangs. Ken is better than Google. Ken, not tapping enough, guys. Scotty, that was a brilliant show. You'd be into it. They had Buns Night at the QE2 in Dubai, where she lies now. If you look up Channel 5 Player, search QE2, you'll find it. Absolutely, I can see all these things now. Because I told you I got a present from my dear sister of a stick that you plug into the telly, and you can do all sorts of things with it. And I can see myself on YouTube on the big telly. And the wonderful Gordon Robertson sent a picture. Got the show on the big speaker, Scotty. I'm still listening, just a way to do some cooking. Catherine Raven, you are fantastic. And please don't not give out the URL. I'd love to tap the dollar, but I've got loads of Klarnas and ClearPays to pay this week. Tam, no requirement to tap the dollar at all. You know that. You've been extremely generous with your pennies. I was a bit taken aback when you said you wanted it back, right enough. Found that a wee bit strange, but that's just the way you work. And but you've been extremely generous in your time, and it's very much appreciated. I just want you to know that. Don't want to swell your head or anything. And there is no requirement at all to tap the dollar. It's just very kind of people to go that extra bit, but McClue is free at the point of delivery. So never, ever give that a thought. Have you got that? Capiche? There we are. Fantastic. I see the ice cream vans are still in Greenock. J-Dog. Excellent. I remember them. Yellow card. Who's to get a yellow card? What for, Graham? I'll look a card out, but you tell me what for. Graham Niven blows raspberries. He probably does more than that, cos. Sub, I was brought up that way. Prefer tradition to technology. The Archie. Guys, can everybody like, please? I need more likes. Any subscribes, please? Subscribe. I can't say enough, and don't turn it down, please. Do it. A local ice cream van plays the Benny Hill theme every time it comes down. Ding, 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 ding. I worked in Altnacraig in Green. Altnacraig, yes. I knew people when it was their house. So there you are. Fantastic. It was their house. We won't say any names, of course, but a wonderful, wonderful old house. And okay, Anthony, like and subscribe. One or the other can have a negative effect, apparently. Welly's song, what was that? Like and subscribe. Or like or subscribe. You choose one or the other. Welly's song's very switched on. Crank Cuffin, it was you. Yes, he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy indeed. Crank, thank you. Very, 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 very generous. I am much humbled, my dear friend. But thank you. That was Crank Cuffin yet again, tapping the dollar and sending £4.99. I suspect that is a reconstituted fiver when it's gone through the technology. Thank you, Crank. Very, very much appreciated. So there we are. Big round of silent applause for Crank Cuffin, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! We love you, Crank. Oh, yes, we do. Very cool. Good man, stroke woman, Crank, whatever. Yes, absolutely. Who's giving me huge money? Finlay Morris. Everybody's going to give you huge money. The very fact, just the way you are as a human being, you will do very, very well in life. Now, I don't know you, Finlay. I don't know why I can say that. I've never met you before. We've never spoken. But I just get really good vibes about you. I think you're a top man, and I think you're going to do extremely well in life. Now you know, and McClue knows best. Don't underestimate McClue, guys. I've probably met so many pivotal people in my life, I would never be so base as to tell you who. But, you know, these are more than household names. $4.99, Scotty will be out the night on the Randan to the Accordion Club. Yes, I thank you. No, what happens if anybody's kind enough to give me huge money like that? It goes into a fund I'm going to save up for better lighting, for a better camera, for a set. We're really going to get this going well, guys. This will be the biggest show on the internet. Trust me. So there we go. Otherwise, I would have given up a long time ago. But I remember when I left one ITV station to go to another, and I came in the morning, and the late night duty announcer had written on my morning sheet, because everything in ITV runs exactly to the second, because there were 15 companies all coordinating with each other. Wonderful. And she'd written on the sheet, "Good luck, my dear friend," or whatever it was, "and remember, the winner never quits and the quitter never wins." And McClue has always had that right in front of his nose for 36 years. That was 36 years ago. So there we are. Well done, Crank Cuffin. Thank you, Graham. Round of silent applause for Crank. Absolutely, Tam. Already done it to Sub-Zero. Scotty, got to dash for dinner. Surprise tonight. Don't know what it's going to be. It'll be delicious. I might Skype you when I get back. Dinky-Doo, Dinky-Doo, J-Dog. And bon appetit, mon ami. Au revoir. Pour le moment. Crank Cuffin, Dinky-Doo. GM. Remember, we don't mention names. We'll just take that down. How do we take this stream to another level, says Glenn Peacock? We add little things in, but Glenn, think what's in it already. Think of the knowledge we've all built up. Think of the fun and the laughter. So we'll include a clip. We'll maybe do a wee quiz. We'll have somebody. I might even have guests, but I don't want to spoil it because you guys are my guests. You are the distinguished viewers. This is proper interaction. I've told radio companies this. You know, they say, we've got a great new show. We're not just got one person on breakfast. We've got a double header. And I think what you guys don't understand, I'm sure your double header will be a fine show, but it means that the audience think, so we're not quite as included as we were. You look at the master, the one-time master, the big example, somebody McClue doffs his cap to. Sadly no longer with us, the great Sir Terry Wogan. And it was between Terry and the listeners and the viewers when he was on the telly. And he knew how to talk to people. Yeah? So that's what we're getting. Whereas if I put on a radio show and I had two people having a great banter with each other, I would say, right, well, I'm not be listening to that because there's no room for me as the listener. Do you see what I mean? But I'm sure it'd be a fine show. I personally would nominate Glenn. He's a great contributor. Yes, we might have Contributor of the Year, Viewer of the Week, Viewer of the Week, Viewer of the Week. So there we can't do music, unfortunately, because of the copyright. But, something like that. Guys, let's get the figures up. More sharing. Come on. We haven't even shared, and that is shocking. That's madness. We've got a live stream going, and we're not sharing it. We're not telling 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. How can we do that? How can we actually do that to anyone? My goodness me. So there we go. And live now. And put in the URL, guys, please. Live now. because it is growing. I mean, remember we started with nobody. And then a couple of people came on and went, what's all this about? Was that Scottie McClue? Nah, it can't be him. He's dead. Is it? Oh, so it is. I thought it was somebody pretending to be Scottie McClue. Is it the actual real one? Oh, I didn't hear that. Live stream. So there we are. Join in now and put in the URL www.youtube.com. youtube.com. www.youtube.com/user/Scottie McClue 1. Right, I'm telling you, I'm not just an athlete, you know. There we are. Right. Now, where's this going? This is going to a page I manage, the big Scottie McClue page. Right, I'm just going to send it out right now. But you see, the other thing, what I learned, see, McClue learns all the time, mainly from you guys. But what I learned the other day is that a certain social media site has got so much content now. That's why the figures have fallen. So when I used to pop up on this a few years ago, thousands and thousands joined me. Now you pop up, you're lucky if you get a few hundred. And I thought, have I become duff? And the answer is no, you've not. It's nothing to do with me at all or to do with you. What it's to do with is they've just got so much stuff that less people can see you because there's so much on. So it's a wee bit like that, you know. So if you imagine if you had a show where it was one presenter and then it becomes 50 presenters on the one show, you think, don't bother listening to that because you can't hear a thing. They're not talking and nobody's listening. That sort of idea. So I think that's what's gone on there, guys. So do not lose heart if you think, but I'm only getting a few people, because at first I thought, Scottie McClue is on. This audience should be into hundreds of thousands by now. And then I thought, but wait a minute, nobody's seen it. Nobody knows we're on, apart from ourselves, our wee band of brothers and sisters and those in between, all that. Yes, I got a list. I'm sure Welly Song gave me a lovely list of how to mention everybody and all the different genders and all these wonderful things. I'll send it. Scottie McClue group. Are you all members of the Scottie McClue fan group on Facebook? Scottie McClue fan group for fans, discussion and debate. There we are. Right, that's gone out there so they can share that. Figures are great for a Monday night. Keep sharing to your groups and friends by text. Absolutely, Catherine. We will crack this. We will crack all the algorithms and everything because we are people. We are proper human beings. We are members of the human race or well-behaved outsiders and members of the animal kingdom, great and small. How's Ian? Catherine says, Graham, did you watch the TV show The Scheme, Scotty? Should be more shows like that. Shows the vulnerability in some people. I can remember sitting in a very important meeting and somebody was telling me about a posh school that was going to merge with a not quite so posh school. And I thought, well, this is good, inclusive chat. And then one of the people who was quite knowledgeable about the whole setup said, yes, I don't really approve of this. And then I realized, at first I thought, I beg your pardon, that's very snobby. It was the actual total opposite of it. What he was saying is our children at the more challenged establishment are very vulnerable and would be a bit anxious going into an environment where people are working at a different level to themselves. So in other words, you need to get the levels so everybody's working at the same level. That's inclusion in education. Am I right? All you people out there that know about teaching and things. Not sure, Graham. Not seen him for a while, says Karen. What are we getting? I don't agree, Stephen Douglas, says Graham. Tam says, Glenn, I'm too busy meeting very important people all day, Glenn. My job is hectic. Are you handling it okay? Are you hacking it all right, Tam? Or would you be better with something less hectic? Everyone should tune in to Scottie McClue for their homeschooling. Do you know, Welly Song, it's so funny you should say that, because I thought today we've got this COVID virus. And people are very worried about, going back to school and sending children back to school and how are we all going to teach them and what if a load of teachers have vamoosed, got other jobs, other priorities, all the rest of it. What do we do in our schools? And then I thought to myself, I wonder if we could have Scottie McClue's wee school in the morning and we cover, say, a couple of subjects morning, a couple of subjects afternoon, that sort of idea, and you just pop up. Morning, every day. It's your old chum McClue here. And this morning, we're looking at history. This is for a second-year class, and we're going to be doing First World War air power. Right, listen up and then get back to me. I want to know what you know about it first, then we'll take it with what you need to know, and then get on with it like that. What do we think, everybody? Scottie McClue's wee school. So there we are. Thank you, Welly Song. Welly Song's just said a lovely thing. Everyone should tune in to Scottie McClue for their homeschooling. Tam says, Catherine Raven, did you and Ian have a lover's stiff? Thomas, that's none of your business. There we are. You've got a hectic life, so you've got enough to worry about. You're meeting important people like Scottie McClue. Good answer, Tam. Thank you, Sub-Zero, says Tam. Sub-Zero's back in Tam here. Catherine says, Thomas, behave. Sub-Zero, you should be the assistant to Scottie, says Glenn. I'll take that as a yes, Catherine, says Thomas. I don't know what he's talking about. Stephen Douglas says, my fur baby went into season yesterday. Can't wait till she's out of season so she can be dressed. Stephen Douglas, I'm not sure about dressing. I can remember some women in the park and Clyde had run off and they said to me, is this your dog? I said, yes, that's my dog. Oh, what happened? I said, he just decided to take off. Thank you very much. Well, have you had him done? I said, done with what? I said, we're all done at the vets. I said, oh, no. I said, I don't approve of that. She said, oh, that's a man thing. And I wasn't so base as to say, and what if somebody said the same thing to you? Have you been done? Oh. Hello, Graham. Liked and shared, says Ronald. Guys, can we get this shared, says the wonderful Tam. Hi, Ronald. Hi, Graham. How are you? Everybody's saying hi. Graham, a fur baby is my dog, says Stephen. So there we are. Everybody's good. They're all saying hello. I'm having a Chinese meal for my dinner tonight, says Thomas. Are you having the Chinese curry, Thomas? That's one I'm very fond of. Who's tapped the dollar big time? I shall find out. You should have said, dog, to stop any confusion, says Stephen Douglas. Oh, no, give people a break. Hello, Ronald. Thomas, I'm jealous, says Ronald. Jealous of the curry, the chick Murray. Erin got ordered it since I've had a long day. Guys, can we go easy on Tam? He's had a long day and he's met important people. And now he's kind enough to give us his time on Scottie McClue's live stream on YouTube. Just for you, Dinky-Doo, the world's top broadcaster, the first lord of the internet, and the world's most humble man to calm down all the green-eyed monsters. They go, I could do that still a lot better than that old fool. I remember asking for So, Tony, well, I'll not say that, Tony, because we're a family show. Very embarrassing. Tony asked for the wrong thing at the ice cream van. He should have asked for a 99. That is a dream, woman, Thomas. You're very lucky. So there you are. Oh, yes, no, I mean, I get the impression Thomas is very, very, very well looked after and supported and spoiled. So there we are. That's the stuff. Very funny, Anthony. Get your mind out the gutter, says Graham. See what you've done, Tony. People are tot. Scotty Productions. Alistair Campbell, absolutely. Stay until 11, says Fiddle. Also, Fiddly. I have got to go and work on the stream for you. YouTube doesn't just happen, you know. McClue's got to do his stuff, and I'm working on it to try and make it better and better and better and better all the time. There are playlists up now which you couldn't see before with stacks of videos, some of them very, very, very funny, although I say it myself. So there we are, I'll tell you. I'd eat sausages. What's a sausage, Acos? A sassy sausage, tatties and carrots with parsley sauce, grilled, no fried, because it's my new diabetes diet. Aha! Acos, type 1 or type 2, may I ask? You do not have to answer. All right, your personal life is your own. For dinner, what sausages reminds me of that on the dogs on That's Life. GM, are you old enough to remember? So good evening, Scotty, says the wonderful Robert Scrimger. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10, I can't find your TikTok profile. Yes, you can. Maybe not typing it in properly. Robert Scrimger, are you typing in at Scottie McClue on TikTok? Capital S, small c, O-T-T-I-E. Capital M, small c, capital C, L-U-E. Scottie McClue. I have a gentleman who shall be nameless on here, and he was trying to Skype me one night, and he said, is it McClure? Now, he's known me for 24 years. Steady the buffs. No, maybe 22 years. 22 years, and he wasn't sure how to spell Scottie McClue. And I have people on here, everything is I-E, and you see them putting a Y. GM. So there we are. Excellent stuff. Long pink things. I talk about carrots. Scotty, why was Anne of Denmark, James VI Queen, called Anne of Denmark? It was not because she was from Denmark. No, was her family from Denmark? Something like that. Anne of Denmark, yes. Was she actually Danish? Share to your phone contacts and messenger contacts as well, your Facebook page and Facebook groups. Absolutely, Catherine Raven, with the URL, www.youtube.com/user/Scottie McClue 1. Who's tapped the dollar? That wee Yorkie dog was amazing. Probably dead though now. Or GM, I would think so, because that must be 40 years ago at least. More, 45 years ago. I did interview Esther Ranson by telephone and had a lovely chat to her before the interview. She was very nice and very good because she'd been kept waiting a long time. It was a children's charity, and it was to do with her Childline thing. And somebody said, well, you better ring her up because she was supposed to be on it. Abba's phone, she's waiting and waiting and waiting. So I rang her and I said it was Scottie McClue. Apologised for the waiting, saying it was quite beyond my control. She said, no, that's all right. And she came on and she was fabulous. So there we are. So that's a very, very, very nice lady. And I think in actual fact, she was talking about old age and loneliness. And do you remember they appointed, I don't know if they still have one. I don't know what happened there, but there was a minister for loneliness in one of the governments. And I did, I think, drop her a line. I never heard anything back, but I thought, you'd need to put Scottie McClue on. Not that I'm into loneliness, but it's great company for people at night. That was the big thing about the radio. Two things that the bigwigs at the public service broadcaster could never work out. How did this old guy in a tweed cap and mitts, how did he manage to attract such massive, massive audiences to radio? And also, how did he manage to attract so many young people, huge youth audiences to radio? You know, because their flagship youth station at the time couldn't do it. So there we go. And rest assured, chums, the reason Scottie McClue went from Scott FM was because it was damaging other businesses. It was becoming too popular. I was becoming a wee victim of my own success. For that, I will never, ever, ever apologize, because I don't need to. There we go. See, have you got all that? Wonderful, wonderful. And there's no chips on my shoulder. There's no anger. It was a very, 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 very foolish decision to get rid of Scottie McClue. But these are the people who will have to live with it. I don't. It was inconvenient at the time, but as soon as I'd heard that I wasn't getting my contract renewed, I went back to my house and the phone was ringing off the hook, mainly journalists from the main newspapers wanting to know what happened. But a big boss from a radio station came on and went, "What happened?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "Well, I can't start you tomorrow. It'll be Monday now." And I think this was a Wednesday or Thursday or something. It happened. So there you are. You're in on the chat now, guys. So there we are. So only clue you're giving us, Anne of Denmark. You see, I'll tell you, used to hear people calling Prince Philip a Greek. And Prince Philip's actually a Dane. He's Danish. Now you know. And his grandfather was invited to become the king of Greece. So there you are. Yes, it was his grandfather, because his father was Prince Andrew. So there we are, Prince Andrew. And it was very harsh on him. That wee Yorkie dog's amazing. Yes, he's probably gone. That wee dog's gone. Crank Cuffin, have you done this again? Crank, please, I beg of you. I am too humbled. Guys, Crank Cuffin has hit the dollar again big time and sent another £4.99. Crank, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That is very, very generous, way above and beyond the call of duty. But thank you. Very kind of a big, massive round of applause again for the wonderful Crank Cuffin. Oh, shh, silent applause. We don't want to upset people wearing their headphones. I don't know if Tam's still on the train. He might have his headphones in. Yes, absolutely, Crank. Thank you very much. Crank Cuffin, you're an incredible man. Stroke woman, says Sub-Zero. Well, Crank doesn't have to reveal his or her gender. We should all keep an eye on anyone who's on their own just now, especially the elderly. The Shielded had a hard time being home for 4 months. My poor wee dad, being on his own, missing my mum, my late mum. Absolutely, Tony. We send love and blessings to you and to Mrs. Mac and to your wee dad, because he will be missing your mum. I remember when your mum passed. Crank Cuffin is tapped again, says Graham. Absolutely, Graham. Shout it from the rooftops. These are very generous people. The Artist. That's been a terrible week in the hole, Tam. Artist, you shouldn't be in the hole at all. I released you, clear as a bell. Is the Ruby House open yet, Fast Pat? So there we are. John Marshall's come on to join us, guys. He thinks he was in the cooler. He was for a very short time. But that's it. More sharing. We must share. I will shut up. Shut up, McClue. Just shut up and listen to what the people are saying. Quite right. See what I just did there? Guys, can we share, please? This is very, very important. Very important. So there we are. I'm going on to a very interesting site that has all sorts of strange rules and regulations about what you can do and what you can't do. And I'm just learning. So when in Rome, you see, I'm different to some of the people on here. When in Rome, do what you're told, go with the flow, take instruction, because people know, and take instruction. It doesn't do any harm to take instruction. So there we are. Right, I'm going to post it now. I think I've done that right. And up it goes. Oi! Yes, that seems to have worked. I think it's worked, guys. It seems to have worked. Wonderful. And we'll let everybody know. So there we are. It seems to have worked. I've stuck with the rules. Guys, we need to get the figures up. If we can get another half dozen people on here. What clip will you be playing tonight for us? I've got a great clip for you. I'm just thinking about it right now. So as young and innocent, Graham says, Tony, are you not still young and innocent? Have you suddenly got old? Hi to Ronald, says Tony. Do we have John Marshall Sr. and Jr. here tonight? I don't know, Tam, but I certainly know that both Marshalls are out the chokey pokey, hokey pokey tokey. There we go. I think Ronald's a character in Chewing the Fat. So there we are. It might be the big man. Aha! Thomas, my mum's out, so we're having a wee party, says John. Woo! Party at John's. Fantastic. Right, I've done that, guys. I've shared that. Another share. We must keep up the sharing. I want these figures up. We need another half dozen people. Thomas, I'm babysitting again. Thanks, John. Welcome back. So there we go. And I know you'll not cheek up again. I won't give my opinion, says Thomas. No, Thomas, don't be doing that because she did some great work. So there we are. So we'll just, you be keeping that to yourself. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. So there we are. And here's somebody on here. I don't know who it is. Right. What sort of figures were you doing on Nation Radio, Scotty? Big figures, Tam. So there we are. There was a massive drop when we went. I do know that, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. So there we are. But we're not going to that, but McClue always does big figures. Remember Late Call? It was the last program before the telly went off. Used to terrify people saying, if you live alone, make sure your doors are locked. It should be fine. The good old days. I never said that. I closed down 3 ITV channels at night. And I used to say, well, there we are. That's an end to our broadcasting for today. I hope you've thoroughly enjoyed it and that we've been good company. My colleague will be in the seat at 9:25 in the morning, so I hope you'll join us then. And then we'll have our programs for schools and colleges. Tomorrow afternoon, our film is the classic Scottish movie. So until then, may I wish all of you a safe and peaceful good night. Good night, all. And don't forget to switch off your set. And then we would play the national anthem, and then we would put out tone. Beep. Turn that telly off. Does anyone remember the wee dot when it went into just a wee and then nothing? Does anyone remember shush and all that stuff? Thomas says, I loved reading the story of the L107 transmitter. Well, it wasn't funny at the time, Thomas. I can tell you. So there we are. It was obviously somebody had a wee problem. Yes, so late call, but do you remember the night one of my esteemed colleagues had forgotten about late call and introduced the late night movie, and it was a horror movie. And he said, well, I hope you're enjoying the programs tonight. Now it's time for your appointment with fear. Right? And then up came late call, da-da-da-da-dee-dee. And a lovely wee minister or priest said, hello, what kind of day have you had? Your appointment with fear. My goodness me, it was just one of these things that go wrong. And you have to just look at each other and go, sorry about that. Maybe your appointment with fear, the Reverend so-and-so, all that sort of idea. And I've done it. I can remember I was in vision and I went up to the screen and said, now it's time for your appointment with fear. And I got pulled up for it by the boss. He went, yes, not too much, carry on. So there we are. So I'm glad you loved it, Thomas. That's nice. But it was a dreadful time in my life, I can say. Bought and sold for Coffin's gold. Says Graham Niven. No, Graham. Nobody ever buys and sells Scottie McClue. So there we are. But don't let that stop you tapping the dollar. GM late call, I remember. Thank you, says Finley. Not at all, Finley. So there we are. Thomas, no, not at all. We don't know what happened there. We'll see how you're driving at 98. Had a long day at work. That's me just settled down with a cup of tea and a wee bit of toast. So there we are. I am sorry to hear that, but there we go. Now then, Crank must have invested in gold or silver. It's going through the roof now. So there we are. Graham, don't encourage him. There we are. There's been many other people alone. As there's elderly, Tony, we should be looking out for everyone, starting with your neighbours and so on. So there we are. My neighbours are lovely. Everybody stops in the car when I'm out walking the dog and say, how are you keeping? Are you all right? And I forget that McClue is getting on. I think Crank is Kareem in disguise, so the bank manager stops asking questions. Tam, we don't know any of that, and don't you speculate, even if you're speculating to accumulating. Stanley says, like. Scotty, you should start your own stream at 9, because after 9, the numbers go up. Just saying. Well, no, I think 8's sitting. I mean, what do we think, guys? Is 8 still sitting here? Were the figures as big as the ones you always talk about from the 90s? They would have got there, Thomas. But you see, what you've got to remember from the 90s, the market has fragmented. So when I started in radio, Manchester had 2 big radio services. The ILR station, Piccadilly Radio, fantastic, wonderful station, and the BBC, Manchester, right? And then when I went to work in Manchester, once our radio station came on, Century 105, there were 26 radio services in one market. Now, even with the best will in the world, you've got to be the very best, and everybody has to know about you. Now, these big stations had a huge marketing budget. So I was on in the cinema. I would come out the screen halfway through the film and go, hello, join me, Scottie McClue, live on Century Radio, 10 o'clock sharp. Be there or be square, and I'll come round and get you. So that was the stuff in the middle of the cinema. The whole cinema's laughing all over the northwest of England. Liverpool, Manchester, Preston, Blackpool, all that kind of idea. Blackburn, all that. And then, remember, you had huge football teams, Liverpool, Everton, Manchester United. At that time, Manchester United were at their absolute peak. Alex Ferguson was there. They were winning everything. Manchester was packed. Laps of honour, bus trips, everything with the team. So you had all that going on. Liverpool and Everton, of course, Preston North End, Blackpool, Blackburn Rovers, Burnley, the whole lot, you name it, Lancaster, everything was boom, 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 boom. I was on talking bus stops. You walked past a bus stop, it activated it, and I went, Dinky-Doo, Scottie McClue, talking to you. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yes, you. People go, what? What have I done? All that. We were on in the taxis, whole lot. Bus backs everywhere. Radio, railway stations, the television, everywhere was Scottie McClue Century Radio. So there was absolutely the biggest agents, in the world for advertising, broadcasting. I did the voiceover for Chattering Teeth, the laughter. With these wee false teeth that chattered, cinema advertising, everything. So there we go. The artist says, I couldn't comment with my own account, but I've missed the Scottie McClue community, so I had to start over. 10 Hail Marys. Absolutely, that's a good start for you. There we are. I heard a lovely story, which I don't think anybody will be offended if I tell. The priest was passing this guy's house, and he popped in to see him, and he was having mince on a Friday. And he said to him, Connor, mince on a Friday? He says, only mince, Father. He says, mince is meat. He says, you'll come up to the presbytery, and you'll get me in a load of wood. So I went up to the presbytery. The priest came back late in the afternoon. Here's a huge pile of sawdust outside the presbytery. He says, what on earth's that? He says, Father, if mince is meat, sawdust is wood. Hope nobody minds me telling that. I love it. So there we are. Good to have you back, John Marshall. I have an appointment with fear every Sunday morning, says Graham. Woo! My kids think I'm lying when I told them I was young. You had to get off the sofa and press a button to change the telly. Yes, you did. And I can remember when the zapper came in and I got called in by my boss. And he said, this is our enemy. Because the difference, people didn't change their telly channel. So you either watched the public service broadcaster or you watched the independent television. That was it. That was your choice. And when I first remember television, there was only one channel. And that was the public service broadcaster. And it wasn't channel 1 or channel 2. It was just one channel. And channel 10 came in. Channel 10 was Scottish television. And you couldn't get it on our telly, you see, but the lady upstairs had it on. And I used to go and see Robin Hood. Associated Rediffusion Television. So there we go. He's gone. That one's gone, John. So there we are. We're not talking to him. The late Bill Tennant's Crime News show was popular. The Crime News show was Bill Knox. So there we are, not Bill Tennant. It was Bill Knox that did Crime. Was it Crime? Wasn't Crime Watch? Was it? What was the title again? And that was Bill Knox, an absolute gentleman. I can't remember having to change the channel using a dial. Oh, I can remember, says Craig. I can remember changing the channel using a dial rather than buttons. 32 people on. I've got 36 Welly song. I hope they've all liked and subscribed to be notified for the next show. Guys, if you're watching and you've just joined us, a very warm welcome. You're watching Scottie McClue's live stream. We're live on YouTube just for you, Dinky-Doo. And we live stream every night at 8 o'clock sharp through until at least 9, sometimes 10, sometimes 10:15. And we're just getting into the big league bit by bit. Please tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. Let everybody know that we are on. And we're talking about what time should be on. We talk about all sorts of things. We're great fun. We're lovely, lovely people. We've got great banter and great chat. So do come on and join us every night. Please subscribe, like, tap the bell so you get the notifications. And you should get them half an hour before we're on. Is everybody still getting the notifications? Thomas says, I wish he'd give up. Yeah, we're not having him on. So there we are. He's gone. Scotty, you're only as old as you feel. Oh, Tony, we need you to raise your game. Right, guys, I want you all to help Tony to raise his game so he doesn't tell risque stories. Thomas says 10 till 12, please. Thomas, you'd never be able to last till 12, even although you're a young, fit man. You need to be out and away early in the morning. Your eyelids would be so heavy. Somebody would be sitting, you'd be interviewing them the next day, and you'd be giving it... sorry, what did you say there? What actually were you telling me? And they go, are you sleeping? You said, no, I was watching Scottie McClue last night till midnight. I'm just a wee bit tired. You know, I'm needing 40 winks. Oh. Let's get this shared, guys. Come on. Yeah, big share. Right, now I have got a serious share on the go here, guys. I bet you wish. I'm sharing it to Scottie McClue's LinkedIn, which has got 10,000 people. Scottie McClue is linked into 10,000 people, and that's just for starters. What about that? We haven't even scratched the surface yet. There we go. And what I'm doing, I'm hashtagging YouTube. There we go. Oh, dear, my work is never done. I'm not afraid of work, guys. What, since I was 12? I was used to getting a Saturday sixpence, and if it was my mum, we got a shilling. And I thought, I'm up for this. And then I went to work on the boats and got 2 half-crowns for a Saturday. Now, come on. That's a no-brainer. 2 half-crowns to a 12-year-old. You can't any longer work at 12. But you could take a wee Saturday job, help out. Used to get, people would help out at the barbers, at the hairdressers, sweeping up the neepums. Sweep the neeps. Away and sweep the neeps and stop your nonsense. Sweep the neeps. You go to the berry picking. All that stuff. Get yourself a shilling. This has been the best stream to date. You know, Tam, I'm kind of tempted to agree with you, even if it's painful. I am agreeing with Thomas in it. I think this has been an outstanding stream. I'd love to see that figure just pop up another half dozen, though, before we, before we go. What we at? Oh, we've got plenty of time. And we'll maybe have a wee... where's J-Dog when we need him on the Skype? Says Finlay Morris. Finlay Morris, use the Skype. Yellow card to Scotty for talking about football. When did I talk about football? Thomas Baden, remind me. Sorry I'm late, Scotty says the watery leaf. Watery leaf, is that a wee, is that a synonym for the water of Leith? So there we are. Watery leaf, no, listen, there's no punishment for being late, Watery leaf. You've already suffered enough. You've missed a moment of McClue. In fact, you've missed 1 hour, 27 minutes of McClue. Liked and shared, says Big Innes, top man. 10 to 12, please, says Thomas. 32 people on. I hope they've all liked it. Oh, Welly song, yes, we are. Oh, gosh, you have so many of you on here. Scotty, I'm back from dinner. Can I Skype you now, please? You should get somebody from Kirkwood and Coatbridge as your sidekick, Scotty. I don't know who that is, damn. Where's all the old faces? All the old faces are on here. There's no call-in chat shows anywhere on Scottish radio. They're all gone. Very, very foolish GMGM. But they don't have anybody that can do them. You see, people thought they could. I mean, I must confess, it was very flattering. But everybody thought they were Scottie McClue. So you had all these people sprouting up, and, having a go at me. Oh, I'm quite allowed to do a talk show myself. But they hadn't done the research. They hadn't studied. And it's got to be off the top of your head. You can't go looking it up and putting it in and all that stuff. They're all in the pokey, John. They're in the hokey chokey. J-Dog, you love a Skype. Yes, J-Dog can Skype. Remember you used to say they should make the glass in the bus shelters kick back on the person kicking them? Yes, Betty McIver. What we need is bouncy glass in a bus shelter. Because what happens, the wee roughneck idiot turns round and does a back kick. Now, if action equals reaction, first law of physics, and if the bus shelter kicked back with the same force, the wee idiot would go flying in a head wilkie. The only thing is you need to watch they didn't get catapulted onto the road and knocked in by the bus. But there needs to be a reaction. So the wee idiot, because what the wee idiot would be doing was maybe showing off to his girlfriend, to his bird, show off to my bird. And he'd be kicking the bus shelter. Watch this, we'll shatter it. Not realizing the rest of us have to shelter in there. So he would turn and do a back kick. I've seen it on closed circuit telly. So he does a back kick like a deer would kick up or something like that when they're rutting. And very often they could shatter. They don't now, I don't think. And you would have that. But if you could propel that one right into the nettles or something, could you imagine his girlfriend, his bird, laughing at him, thinking, I'm not going out with this idiot any longer. What happened to you? You get home, oh, here's more dog leaves. We're in the nettles. How did you manage to fall in the nettles and do your... How did you manage that? Oh, I kicked a bus shelter thinking I was a big man, and it catapulted me. You see, so I think we need to look at that sort of thing. That's the winner. I do love a Skype. Yes, J-Dog, and we love when you Skype. Waterleaf, hello. Surely not, Thomas. All the great contributors think they cheeked up. They must have cheeked up to the streams. Do the streams from 10 to 12, please. Finley, that's pretty late. Scotty, was your first telly built by John Logie Baird? Nobody could afford a telly. You had to rent one in the good old days. Yes, but there was a telly called a Baird, but they didn't use, and that's not a beard in Scotland. They didn't know, they didn't use John Logie Baird's system. They went with another system, for telly. But he did it with all the whirring stuff. I think it was in a house in England, down south. John Logie Baird actually invented the telly. He was a Helensburgh man. Bits of hardboard and stuff like that. Right, what do we got here, guys? No, you couldn't afford a telly. And I got a telly in 1985. I went into a shop that was selling second-hand tellies. And there was a huge deluxe model that had super sound. Sounded great. Because television sound is pretty duff, really. And recently, with all our latest technology, the sound has been pretty poor when you think of your lovely big old stereos and that. But now the sound quality is going up with speakers and smart speakers and all that stuff. Everything because the speeds are faster. It's absolutely outstanding. Anyway, I bought this huge thing, and what a job. I'll get it for you, sir. Put it into the back of my Austin Maxi. And I took it up to the flat, and I had to go up about 6 flights of stairs. And even those days, although I was mega super fit, I was well puffed out when I got up. I also got a video recorder with a cable. And your posh friends would come round and say, have you got video? Oh, it's one of the cable ones. Because they then brought in another one that worked without a cable. It had a wee thing that you could zap it and all that sort of stuff. So the video recorder still got it, still use it. And but the telly, I took on all the Scottie McClue moves to Preston, to Manchester, to Sheffield twice, all that. No, it was just once to Sheffield at that point. I went there twice. Took the telly back to Glasgow, was setting it up, sat down to watch it, and it went with a wee puff of smoke. That's the noise it made. Pardon me. It just went. There was a wee puff of smoke. And when I took it in to the television repairman, of which there are not that many now, he went like this, you know, that, looking at it. So it's a really good telly, and it was a really good telly. It's just kind of get the bits for that now, really, to be honest. And I'd said to the guy when I bought it in 1985, so it gave up the ghost in 2000. No, it gave up the ghost in just into 2001. And I bought it in 1985. And I said to the guy, well, I got a year out of it. So I paid big money. I think I paid about 30 quid. And he said, that, you'll get 5 years out of it. Maybe 10 years out of it. And I got, so what did I get there? I got 15 years out of 30 quid telly. So maybe the fact it went to its father's wasn't the end of the world. Surely, John, accept my sincerest. Tom, nice to hear you being sincere. Sorry about that, Scotty, says Tony. Not at all, Tony. Raise your game. Yes, we're not needing risque stuff here. We're needing gent stuff. So, what's going on? Oh, for goodness sake. There we go. We need a person who keeps coming on to give up, guys. Just give up. If I'm behaving, Tony, surely you can. Absolutely. Good call, Thomas. Big share from my big pal, says the Waterleaf. Thanks, Waterleaf. Hi, Waterleaf. Hope you're well, says Catherine. Thanks, Catherine. Good, thanks. So they're having a wee chat to each other. More likes, please, and more sharing, guys. Let's get these figures up now. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. The figures have to go up. Which part are you struggling with? Share, share, share. Share, share, share. Watch with McClue. Sound to remember Watch with Mother. Share, share, share. So there we are. I could tell you what was on Monday. What was on a Monday? Who can tell me? Let's see if anybody remembers Watch with Mother. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm getting headhunted all the time. I love my current job. Well, you will do, Thomas. Yes, I know what you mean. Where, you know, doing the pit at 12 in the good old days. Aye, that pit. Get the lad down pit. You know, the children used to go down the pit. And there was a memorial in Yorkshire to the children. The wee souls used to sit and do the air conditioning, which was known as the door. And it was just like a cupboard door. It wasn't, in fact, a cupboard door at the top of the shaft, and they opened and shut it all day, these wee pets. Opened and shut this to keep getting air going down to the shaft to try and counter the foul air. So there you go. Who's tapped the dollar? I'm on LinkedIn. Yes, absolutely. Tell me about the Waverley, says Watery Leaf. She's apparently well through with her new boilers, the £2 million. I have arguments with idiots because I was suggesting the other day we get a new royal yacht. People go, I think it's going to be done with the money. They don't realise the Royals bring us in billions in trade deals and tourism, all that sort of stuff. Fantastic. And a new royal yacht would be putting money in the working people of the west of Scotland's pockets. So what else better could you do with the money? Remember at school, says Tony, the teachers kept telling me keep my opinions to myself. When they asked for my opinion, I couldn't understand why they'd ask me in the first place. I know, I can remember I was brought up honesty was the best policy. The teacher said one day, who did that? And I said, it was me. She said, come out here, and leathered the life out of me. So I thought I maybe should have kept quiet about that. I'm not sure about this honesty being the best policy. However, I have stuck with it. So there we go. I have a clean conscience. I haven't used it once till now. The guy that took my life savings off me, the one bad person I've met in my whole life, it wasn't even as much the money as the lies. The telling lies. And my grandmother used to say, you can beware of a thief, but not a liar. But once you are aware of a liar and you turn it on its head and think everything this person says is a lie, then you get a strange picture of the truth. Like, it's absolutely incredible, guys. Who's tapped the dollar bill? I have a clean conscience. I haven't used it once until now. What are you talking about, Craig? Evening all, there was no stream last night, Scottie McClue. No, Nicola, we have Sunday off. We rest. The Lord laboured for 6 days and created the world. On the seventh day, he rested. If it's good enough for God, it's good enough for the rest of us. So I thought to myself, no, we don't want to wear it out, and I need to give the nation a break, in fairness. So I think it's going to work out quite well. It's just going to grow and grow and grow. And it'll grow. It won't be like an overnight success because it's organic. That's even better. You see people putting out a video and they've got one good video. And everyone goes, oh, you should see, thousands are watching him. You say, yes, for now. Now, I've got about 900 good videos. All right? None of them the same. They might look a bit samey, but every single one's different. And if people do what I'm saying and treat them like the radio, so you don't have to take a swatch at my coupon all the time, treat them like the radio, then I think they'll really enjoy them, you know? It doesn't matter how old these are. They're timeless. They're as perennial as the grass, as the desiderata would tell you. My granddad was working down the pit at 12 years old in 1919. Shocking when you think of that, sending wee nairns down the pit. I think you mean wee bairns, or maybe it's young people from Nairn, which is the fastest town in Scotland. Nairn. No, Nicola, it doesn't go on a Sunday. No, we just decided that, Nicola. Same with, I was doing 4 hours a day and I thought, I'm just going to wear out the McClue voice and we'll not be able to speak. You know, that's the other thing. I was watching my hero today on YouTube, Ken Dodd. Outstandingly clever performer. And I got to meet him. Play a wee clip for Kareem. We will. I agree, John Marshall. Dinky-Doo the new Scotty, juggling your Wilkies. Where did you get that saying come from? Your head Wilkies. You would tummel your Wilkies. Tummel them. Come on then, let's see you tummel your Wilkies. Elderly relatives used to say that to you. You say, what about the wee man? They say you're not going to do a wee party piece. And, you know, it was that sort of stuff. And, you know, it's like the wee boy in school and the teacher said, we're all now going to do a wee poem or a wee song. So out they came and they were doing a wee poem and a wee song. And she said to this wee boy, the wee dreet in the end of his nose and his wee fair owl jumper and his shorts. And she said, what about you, Tam? Would you not like to do a wee poem? He goes, don't know any poems. Well, what about, you sing a wee song? Do you want to sing a wee song for us? Don't know any songs. So, well, what could you do, Tom? What could you do that your friends would like to hear you do? Is there a wee something you could do for us? A wee story to tell you? I could do a farmyard impression. A farmyard impression, Tom. That would be lovely. Boys and girls, Thomas is going to do a farmyard impression. Right, Thomas, you start. Oh, you get off that tractor! I'll not tell you again! See what I did there? Oh! Craig Coughlin, do you have damp in your house? Says Thomas. Are you needing some, Tom? Juggling your Wilkies. So elders, they would say, oh, come on then, let we would tummel his Wilkies. And you would go head first and do a forward roll, I think it's called. J-Dog, talk about the Waverley. There we are. Remember, Thomas, I remember them very well. They were a Lanarkshire firm. You know, I won't put it in just now, but I do remember them, and they hired out the tellies. So there we go. Wonderful. Get J-Dog on the Skype. He's asking. J-Dog knows he can Skype anytime. So there we are. Craig's chatting away here. We're going to talk about something special for the stream. Good stuff. Scotty ever had a something box for fan mail? What's that? Welly song? What's that? Is that like a munchie box? So there we go. Fantastic. Any more likes, guys? Like. We're going to find out who's tapped the stream. I think John Logie Baird's TV system was used on American TV. I could be wrong. No, Tony, you could be right if that's what you found. But it was the BBC at the time, the British Broadcasting Company. Television came in the 30s, but they shelved it during the war because they genuinely thought we may be invaded, and they didn't want to give the invading people the power of television in this country. Because, of course, it was a great propaganda thing. But old Lord Reith, John Reith himself, said television is the biggest social evil to hit this country. And he was right, because radio was wonderful. Radio is a force for positivity. But television just took everybody away from families and all sorts of things. You used to get television addicts. And now I suspect you might get phone addicts springing up an addiction. So people might have to go along to, a phone addicts meeting and just sit there and go, my name's James and I can't keep off my phone. Go, well done, James. Well done, James. Good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Welcome. So, we might see the day yet, guys. I'm not joking. Thank you, Finlay. I remember telly years ago you put money into a slot telly. Absolutely. So there we are. Thomas, again, you can't mention companies like that. Scottie McClue, the last of this kind, a true Scottish legend. I suppose to a certain extent, Catherine, I am the last of the big music hall barnstormers. There we are, but we need to do some live shows. I complained to the police about wee Ned's and McGarry's roof. The police reply was, if they fall through the roof and hurt themselves, they can sue you. So make sure you're insured. Madness! Absolutely, GM, I have to say. Any more likes going, please, guys? J-Dog Gaming says, no, it's not the Waverley. He's not going to talk about the Waverley when he Skypes. Me too, Eddie. It was good for saving. Absolutely, the slot thing. And then it was converted. Did it take 50p's? I think a slot telly took 50p's. J-Dog is going to be a lot of... No, we can't mention the name, Watery Leaf. So there we are. Sorry. Rhyming slang, I know. Stay on till 10:30 tonight, says Thomas. Well, Thomas, we need to get the figures up. Everybody needs to share. Right, I'm in the middle of a tweet. In the middle of a tweet, and I'm going to put a photo on it. There's a wee photo of Scotty for you, just in case you don't know what I look like. You think, what does he actually look like, though? I mean, I've heard him on the radio. I wonder if radio has lost its magic when people are now doing all the social media and you can see them. We are different because we are a live stream and I'm a television man, if you know what I mean. So that's slightly different. But I was just thinking. Right, let's have a wee look and see what we've got here, guys. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put the tweets on, and if you can all do the same, that would be a terrific help. Try and follow me at Scottie McClue on Twitter, at Scottie McClue on TikTok, Scottie McClue 1 on Instagram. All right, so that sort of stuff. And like and share, guys. Another URL job. Can we get that there, please? Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. Dinky-Doo, it's Scottie McClue, live streaming on YouTube, just for you. Fantastic. So we can do that. I'll get this tweet out and I'll put out a wee bit of the football teams as well, because they like to watch them. That's Scottie McClue. But it's not the real one, I don't think, because he must be doing now. He'll be about 80. Shake of it. And you see, the trouble is, I think, because McClue looked older, 30 years ago. People think, must be ancient. Of course, I'm, as you know, in my early 40s, which is old enough. It must be 40 if he's a day. I can remember talking about famous people, and I would say, will he be about 50? Oh, 50 if he's a day. Oh, well, wait, maybe 49. My mother used to do that, bless her. You know, she would say, oh, Marion, she's terrific, you know, and I said, oh, she's a fair age as well. And she'd say, what do you mean a fair age? Mary's quite young, I would say. Mary, quite young. Mary must be 80 now, mother. Ach, away, talking nonsense. Nonsense. Oh, well, maybe 70. Yeah, she'll be 79. Hello? So that was it. But you get fly for it, don't you? You know how to work your parent. You know, you think, no, don't say that because she'll do this or she'll do that. And then you see father kind of look and go. So to say, well, he never learned to shut his mouth. We love it. That's called families, dears. They were lovely, lovely, lovely people, my parents. I have to tell you, they really were. But you know, I mean, they were funny. You could have a good laugh. They liked to laugh. Coming into the television room, there is a man at the door. Eh? There's a man knocking on the door with a beard. Oh, that's why we can't hear him then. Knocking on the door with a beard. Oh, see what I just did there? Right. Who else can I put in here? Help. Come on, you need to help, you lot. Sometimes wonder if you're helping. Right, and another one. There we are. Now you're talking. And another one. There's another one. Fantastic. Good. Are you all doing? Are you helping here? This is the tweet that's going out, right? Not for the faint-hearted, I say. Right. Okay, I'm going to put in my bit at the top of this. And then I'm going to tweet it. Right. Okay. I'll take all that away. We've had it all taken away. There we are. And a bit more of that. A bit more, a bit more, a bit more. A bit more. A bit more. Just a bit there, guys. I know this is taking a wee while, but I think it's important to get it right. Right, just a bit there. Oh, for goodness sake. My goodness me. If I was known I was going to live this long, I'd have taken more care of myself. Right. That's us. Okay. I've had enough. Now, right, I'm going to send this now, guys. Okay. Right, that's me tweeted. So we'll see how that goes. Right, Catherine says, stay on till at least 10 o'clock. It's a great show tonight. Has TV improved since when you broadcast, Scotty? In terms of, we didn't have auto cue at all. And I can remember the first auto cues coming in. The watery leaf on here is a fake account, says Professor Numpty Head. We'll keep an eye on that, Numpty Head. That's Oliver in his bed now. Brackets his crate, close brackets. I'll be going to my bed as soon as you're off at 10. I'm knackered. Gordon Robertson, you will be tired because that lovely, lovely, lovely wee dog will have tired you, and he'll also have taken your attention all day. He'll have taken your garret. My father used to say, well, we had an argument once about nuclear power, and he went, I think this education's taken your garret. All of us at the vet tomorrow for vaccinations. Lovely, Gordon. You know not to let him down anywhere near the street. And Numpty, why are you making presumptions? Says Thomas. You're a fake account, Numpty Head. Monday was Andy Pandy. No, Gordon Robertson. Andy Pandy was Tuesday. It's not often that I know something that you don't. So there we go. Crank Cuffin has tapped the dollar for the third time tonight. 3 times this wonderful person, lady, gentleman, or whatever he or she presents as, has sent another £5, $4.99, 3 times tonight. Crank, you're humbling McClue too much. If I get too humble, I'll not be able to do my job right and tell off the dafties. You see? But thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Crank. Can we give Crank another round of silent applause for the 3rd time tonight? We love you, Crank. Oh, yes, we do. Oh, Crank, we love you, Dinky-Doo, Scottie McClue. That was very kind of you. Crank Cuffin. Ladies and gentlemen, Crank Cuffin. Can we say thank you to Crank for tapping the dollar? Watery Leaf says, you know nothing about me, so don't start accusing me as a fake account. Thank you. So there you are. Watery Leafs, you've got his backup Tam. Figures are great tonight. Text a friend, text a friend, text a friend. Let me see what the thingamy has done. The tweet, if anything. Can everybody get on to @Scottie McClue and retweet that tweet? Like and share is the order of the day. And subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Right. 50 people have seen the tweet and we've just sent it. 50 right now as I speak, and it's going up again. So there we are. So that's that tweet, guys. So we can retweet that. That would be just fabulous. Live stream join in now. There we are. And we'll see what the Twitter's doing. 55 now. See what happens. Scotty, did you like the Reverend I Am Jolly with Ricky Fulton? I loved it, but I also loved his very first creation of that, which was a character called the Reverend David Goodchild. And I think it might have been David Heyman acting the floor manager at STV. A round of silent applause. Oh, but I do, your fake Watery Leaf. Me and Scotty Kennett. Professor Numpty Head. Don't take him on, Numpty Head, if he's going to act up. Gordon Robertson, Watery Leaf, your wee icon's different from what it used to be. Just saying. Oh, quite right to say as well, Gordon Robertson. Come on, Gordon, raise your game. So true, Scotty, so true. Which was true there, Catherine? I forgot what I said now. J-Dog, get on to the Skype. Is it on? The Skype's on, yes, yes. Fair play, says Nicola Tom. Thank you, Nicola. I think on occasion we should all raise our game. Absolutely, Graham. It will take a long time to get your figures up to the radio figures, Scotty. Of course it will, Glenn, but it will happen. Pardon me. Nobody thought this would happen overnight. I mean, effectively, Glenn, what I'm doing, after 36 years of professional broadcasting, I'm having to start again. Everybody virtually in the Western world has heard of Scottie McClue. but I'm going on new to social media. I know I've been in pop-ups and all that, but in big terms, I'm going on new to social media. Now, if I adopt the attitude, you know that, big matey, you'll have to start again at the bottom, right? And build your audience. I've had to do it again and again. What used to irritate me a bit when I got sacked from Scott FM for no reason, what irritated me was all the wonderful work we'd built up, the huge rapport for the station with the public, the laughter, the carry on, all the Dinky-Doos, the television shows, the newspapers, all that sort of thing. It was just massive. The press was absolutely huge. I think I've got a wee file. I don't want to take up your time, but I think I've got a press file somewhere. Where did I put that? Oh, so what's this? Yes. So you see, there you go. There we are. So you had the press file, and there was the front of the Lights of the Express. Do you know, that sort of idea? Absolutely incredible. And there we go. There's a girl, there's a life McClue saved. Yes, a girl in suicide threat on the radio. McClue apparently saved her life, according to everybody. Dear Scotty, you know, hope you're okay. I'm writing to you to let you know I can't phone anymore. I'm unemployed. All that sort of stuff. Fantastic. And it's all there, guys. I mean, someday I might give you a wee swatch or something, but the press was just huge. Front page of the newspapers almost every day. A live gig's different every time. That's what makes it. It is Alistair Campbell. And, you know, I think part of what we're doing here, I can see huge creativity. I can see massive things. Guys, that tweet's at 100 now, and we've just done it. It was 50 a few seconds ago, and it's 100 now. So, you know, it's out there. Yes, the live gig, and when I say to people, they think, oh, they're all the same, these videos. And no. There's not two of them the same. Waterleaf sitting here, mate, eating a kebab with his loyal Doug, waiting for bits to fall. That's how I know you're fake. I was watching Ken Dodd as a kid when he dropped on stage, then went to adverts, and my dad said, I don't think that was the routine. Now, what if I ban Watery Leaf? There we are. So if I ban Watery Leaf, right, Watery Leaf has just been banned. There we are. Is that a problem? Raise your game, says Thomas. Been quite right, Tam. Lovely to hear you saying that, I'll tell you. I think Thomas is coming into his own a wee bit. We will keep an eye on him always, but he's coming into his own here, you know. I think on occasion we should all raise our game. So, yes, it will take a while, Glenn, but it will happen, you know, assuming McClue lives long enough. You know, I mean, it could take 2 years, it could take 5 years, 10 years, you know what I mean, just to reach the peak. Come on now, lads, if he says it's not fake, he's not fake. Give the man a break, he's been having a tough time. Don't think matters worse for him by accusing him of being a fake. Well, he's gone anyway. There we are. There's Watery Leaf on. The other one's gone. Your Skype is off. No, my Skype is on. My Skype is on, J-Dog. I can assure you. So if you were to Skype, we would get that. There you are. He's Skyping now. Have we got it turned up? Hang on, J-Dog. It might not be turned up. Try it now, J-Dog. So we get J-Dog on for a quick Skype. Guys, what's the time? Oh, my goodness. I think McClue's a big fan of the Munchie box. Well, only as far as building up muscle. You see, I'm 18 stone of solid muscle, Tam. You know, and I'm at the 6 foot. So that sort of stuff. So it's solid. You can see it there. That, solid. Oh, there's a wee hole in the jumper. J-Dog.
Hello, Scotty.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I was just checking that I'm very well, thank you. What a super stream tonight, J-Dog.
Yeah, it has been.
I'm just checking. Thank you for all your kindness for checking up on me about the playlists, but they were hidden before, I think. Now, how
you have to select a setting.
How daft am I? You know, so I need to, and there's another one that it won't let me make it public at the moment. So I think maybe some of the videos on it are unlisted, something like that. And if I can clear them, then we should be able to move on a bit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll get there, J-Dog. I mean, you know, tonight has been a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
And you'll get there as well, you know. I mean, take on board my winner never quits and quitter never wins.
Yeah.
Now then, talk to me, please. I shall shut up.
I was just wondering, Scotty, if whether I and some really trusted people could possibly become moderators and not trying to take away the independent chat managing away from you. I just feel it would make it easier to identify us in the chat and make the impersonators look silly. Also, it would give you more time to spend with your fans as opposed to referring immature comments. I think this is so important as the show is starting to grow, Scotty.
Yes, absolutely. Well, can you leave that very kind offer with me? Because obviously I shouldn't be, but I am a wee bit loath to hand it over to anybody. I don't have any qualms about your good self and your trusted friends, but just to anybody at all, just so that I can sort of keep a grip on it. Now, that seems a bit old-fashioned, and you think, well, the offer's there, but I am very, 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 very grateful for the offer. It's very kind. And if I was going to do that, that is the road I would go down. You know, but it's also quite funny handling it myself because I don't have your skills. And I was talking to a friend recently and I said, does it look dreadful when I do all these things and typing stuff in and sharing? And he went, no, it looks brilliant. He said, you're as daft as a brush. You know, he said to me, you're as daft as a brush. Now, the whole Scottish saying is, you won't have heard this because you're not daft. And it's as daft as a brush with nae heed. You see? So it's like someone just with a stick trying to sweep up. So look, he says, daft as a brush with nae heed. That sort of stuff. But apparently it also adds a wee bit to the show at the moment. But I can see a day when the show will just get so busy that I'll think, I can't manage all this myself. I wonder if J-Dog's offer is still open. You see, by that point, you'll be in the final years of university. You'll say, Scotty, I haven't time for your stream, son. You know, it's fantastic, but it's so kind of you. I thank you. And it just reinforces what I've told the nation about young people nowadays. They are outstanding. You know? Yeah. Yes, and you're always, see, J-Dog, a dafty, as I call them, is nothing to do with age. Yeah. You get dafties at any age. I've experienced a real good cross-section of them. You know?
People just assume there's like the young people that are always the dafties.
The young people are brilliant. Did you see the old guy that got attacked down south somewhere and the young people were giving him first aid and looking after him and getting an ambulance? Yeah. You know, and I've had a very good friend of mine that fell one day and within seconds it was young people who were round her seeing she was okay and picking her up and everything, you know what I mean? Wonderful. Yeah. That's what we like. How are things with yourself? Are you coping with lockdown?
I'm coping very well. It's just waiting for this announcement on, I think it's Thursday, about schools and stuff.
All right, yes.
About if we're going back full time and stuff.
That's right. It's coming out about the 29th, the 30th, something like that. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, it'll be very interesting to see what happens next. What did you think of the idea of Scottie McClue's wee school?
I didn't hear about that.
I just mentioned it. It was Wonderful Welly that was on, and had said, you know, you could have this as an educational thing, and I thought Scottie McClue's wee school. So we go on this morning. The lesson is for third year. It's history. We're doing First World War air power. Tell me on your Teams or your Zoom who knows about it, and then once you find out what they know, you can add in the new bits, that sort of idea.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So there we go, J-Dog. Fantastic. But that was a really good offer, and I hope your stream goes the same way as this one.
Yeah, I've been streaming like quite a lot lately and stuff, and just trying to change a few things, and it seems to be doing well because I'm getting a lot more people in.
Yes.
For yours.
Well, you will, and as I say, you're at the right age and stage as well for people to know all the tricks for joining you and that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got wonderful people joining me here who I don't think would know anything about technology. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there's myself for a start. I'm a wee bit of a liability on here live.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, you're supposed to say, "Oh, away you go." You're not.
Yeah. Okay.
Only teasing.
You got me there.
Only teasing. Absolutely fantastic. So that's what's happening there. And I also got your message about the that other site. But it seems to me there's a lot of people holding out their hand saying this is a service we're offering and we don't charge a lot. And you could end up emptying your wallet, if you know what I mean, for all these different things. It's quite
sometimes they don't tell you it's like a 7-day trial and stuff, and then you end up losing all your money and stuff.
Yeah, something comes out your account, you think, whoa, wait a minute, let's cancel.
Yeah.
And they go, can you tell us why you want to cancel? Was there anything wrong? And no, I just didn't agree to pay you in the first place.
There's a lot of advertising with like the free ones as well. Like they want a lot of branding.
Yeah, they want to, and then they'll put their own name on it. So it's almost like Scottie McClue appears courtesy of McWackle and Company.
Yeah, powered by and stuff.
Yeah, and you think no, so there we go, fantastic. Anyway, I better dash on. We're 10 minutes over, and I've got a lot of stuff to read.
Okay, Dinky-Doo.
No, listen, great to hear you and Dinky-Doo. All the best, J-Dog. We'll catch up soon. Dinky-Doo, la. There we are. That's J-Dog, top man, great caller, and he's been a wonderful, wonderful support for the stream. That just shows you how great our young people are. Right, I've got a lot of reading to do. He said hello to me first. I took 3 months off all social media as well. I had to make new accounts when I came back, says Catherine. Catherine, what did Ken Dodd drop on stage? Says Gordon Robertson. Yes, on stage. He died live on air. No, he didn't. That was Tommy Cooper. Dinky-Doo from Bannockburn. Scotty, the British bottom cream. Absolutely. That was Tommy Cooper, not Ken Dodd. No, Ken died. I think he was in hospital with his chest, and then I'm not sure if he got home and he just passed away, but he was he 90? P.O. Box for Post Office Box. Welly Song, the wonderful Welly. I was just telling Welly Song. Fantastic. Tam, go and find out if wee Jimmy's is open. And Dad, mind you're working tomorrow. So somebody's handing out the orders to Tam. We weren't sure if it was a bit. My dad said, I don't think. There was a joke then. They went to adverts. Oh, Tommy Cooper we're talking about, yes. Got to dash, peeps. Hopefully be here at the start tomorrow. Nicola, Tom, that would be lovely. Dinky-Doo, and all the best to you. I agree, Scotty. We could show really old clips. The new viewers see what it was all about. He's still shot, John. The wife's not well. Right. Catherine, you're not thinking of Tommy Cooper? Yes, she is. Shame his curry sauce was good. Scotty, as he's telling him he's not well, he's going, that's a shame, his curry sauce was good. Water Relief. Scotty, you have an imposter. Pretending to be the Water Relief red card. They've gone. Dumped. Shut up, Water Relief. They're doing nothing wrong. You don't know the name. Stop causing trouble. Yes, it was Tommy Cooper. My mistake. Just do it, says Thomas Beeden. Water Relief, fight. Fight, Water Relief. Scotty, I'll say good night. Dinky-Doo, have a good day. Speak tomorrow night. Night all. Kareem, sorry we didn't get round to having a clip But Dinky-Doo, I say. Big Stinking Leaf says, Thomas, we don't say big stinking to each other. You wouldn't like big stinking Thomas. Watery fart, stop at Sub-Zero. Good night, God bless Kareem, says John. If you're the real deal, what's the water leaf dog called? Only Scotty knows the answer. Absolutely. Bye, Kareem. The dog's called... No, not at all. Water leaf's dog is called Sixus Britannicus Maximus Fortescue Smith. No, that's another dog. No, it's Numpty Jadafty. So there we are. Thomas. So there we are. Gordon is a great name for a human or a dog or a hamster or anything. Try to take a bath in the Jordan, Gordon. Do you know what that's from? More sharing, please. When you ask your mum for something, she says, ask your dad. By the time he's home from work, you've forgot what you asked your mum for. I know, it's absolutely that. A quick reshare, guys. But do you not notice that good families, when kids tried to split their parents up and went and said, Mum, can I have that? No! Now I've told you, don't ask again. Dad, can I have that? What was it you're wanting, pet? Aye, sweeties, do I have them before your tea? Have them after. Of course you can. There you go. I'll get them down for you. What are you giving her? Don't start all that. So I like the parents that, can I have that, Mum? No, you can't have that because you're just about to have your tea. And if you eat sweeties, you'll spoil it. Oh, Dad, Mum won't let me have, can I have? No, if your mum said, then that's what you have to do. Gordon the Gopher, he was a wee bam. Who said you'd like me to be a cat? Meow. And Thomas Beeden, what have I told you about names? That particular one. So there we are. Stop. Wonder where Fast Pat is tonight, says Catherine. His wee cat. Stop. Guys, don't be mentioning names, please. Have to remove it. Okay, that's fine. There we go. Only joking. Crank has been so generous. What a great person. Very, very, very generous, Catherine. We thank him. I see you're still mental on here. Give me another month in the whole Warden Norton. Warden Norton. Everybody know what that's from? Crank Cuffin's Sound. He's an engineer. So there we are. Hello, Eric, says Nikos. Guys, don't be saying names. Willie Song, the photo of you on the radio, what are all the buttons for? Did you use them? Yes, I did, Willie Song. You don't use them all at the one time, but they're there. And you will use virtually all of them. You're driving that all the time. You're using the faders. And in the early days, you were loading up the brakes, the carts, they called them, and you were queuing up records. And that's all right as a DJ. They become very slick. But as a talk show, you're having a discussion or an argument or a debate. You're giving out factual information. You're dealing with the dafty. You're removing swear words. And you're then also having to load up the brakes, queue up the records, and do all that as well for 3 hours every night for 28 years. Almost reached 40. Oh, excellent, GMGM. Can't believe you're an icon on the new FIFA, says Nikos. You said you can catch a thief, but you can't catch a liar. No. You can beware of a thief, but you can't beware of a liar. But once you know a liar is a liar, you've got the formula, Catherine, as you've heard, because you had to deal with one as I did. Restarting big style. Yep, Scotty was fired and replaced with an MP3. No, that wasn't Scott FM. That was L107 GMGM. You need to check that one up. So, not true, but I was replaced by an MP3 player because some dafty thought they could link it up to the transmitter. Just madness. So there we are. He's got the scrapbook out. Yep, absolutely. Now then, saving a life. How beautiful is that, Catherine? Yes. It was incredible, and it was all over the papers. It was quite humbling. And it was a girl that phoned, and she was going to take her life. And I said, no, you are most certainly not going to be doing that. And that was it, and we chatted. Nikos says, I use the... Don't know what that is, Nikos. RIP fake water relief, absolutely. I approve you're banned for the fake water relief, absolutely numpty. Scotty, you can't ban people. Nobody cheeked up. No, but you're still mentioning names. You're not quite thinking, but you're doing a lot better. I have to give it to you. I've thoroughly enjoyed having your company tonight, Tam. People can have different names, yes, but they shouldn't do. Scotty was a different person. He admitted it was the same but different person. That's not very fair. So there we are. Yeah, but we can't have somebody using somebody else's account. I'm all for people having chances. I feel there was a witch hunt, Thomas. Never a witch hunt. No. You're misunderstanding the stream. You're calling McClue McCarthyism. Tut. Hi, J-Dog. He didn't deserve to be banned. He never did anything wrong. He wasn't an imposter either. He wrote in the chat he had the same name. No big inness. He was using somebody else's account. You must leave that to McClue and not do all the argy-bargy. You're all too liberal and forgiving. We need to bring the birch back and introduce some discipline. Don't forget our clip, Scotty. The fake water relief got birched. You wouldn't do it again. I wondered, would you countenance the birch coming back for people not wearing a mask instead of fining them £100? The police taking them up the close and giving them a good leathering. What do you think? I don't know. It's just a thought. And then they think, no, I will wear a mask. Oh, I don't want that again. He didn't deserve a ban because it wasn't me. Water relief, what are you talking about? Oh, you were watery. So glad you're here. Thought you'd been banned. He wasn't a fake. He had the same name. Admitted it. Never once came on. Water relief, for you okay? Says Finlay Morris. I think water relief should change his name immediately. My dad called me John, so he thought I had a license to open my mail. The chances for 2 water reliefs in Scotland are 0. Absolutely, JMGM. Water relief, you're out of order. What if they say something libel? I might get the blame. No, they'd get banned for life. Change your names, as Finlay Wallace. Your grass. We don't mind the grass on here. You can grass each other up. Well done, J-Dog. Nice to hear you on the Skype, says Catherine. Bang out of order, says Sub-Zero. I don't think they'd have to be nice by the looks if they're on for a chat to watch Scotty. A lot of people on here think they run this stream. Absolutely, Tam. Good for you. Well, John J-Dog, Craig Cochran, you should Skype. Tell us about the damp in your house. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Now we're going to hear about the damp in somebody's house. 10:30. Thanks, Catherine. Love to hear you on the Skype. Thank you, Sub-Zero. Thanks, J-Dog. Good night. Take care. Haste you back, Scotty, says the wonderful Alistair Campbell. May all your spuds be golden wonders, Scotty. John Marshall, you're a top man. Thongs. Who's wanting thongs? Into the unknown. Bunt my chips, says Graham. So what's new, Graham? Shawshank, top man, Tam. You should try to mash potatoes. You've no luck with the chips. So there we are. I want it back. My favourite show. You're my favourite broadcaster. Please let me back. Hey, happening, Scotty. You're coming back to us. Oh, Ben, we don't talk about that on here, but happening, Ben. Good man. Does anyone want to buy bus seats? So there we are. Fantastic. So no. No. Right. So there we are. The best stream was the last one I watched. No, John. No. We lost the whole stream because of him. The radio says, no, we lost 40 minutes of it. Radio days were just something else. Great shows, good times, real life, meaningful conversation, and a great laugh. The best nights I spent with my mum when we listened to Scott FM. Absolutely, Catherine. But we will build the stream, and it's a different thing. So what? We're fit for the 21st century. 21st century is Scottie McClue. Guys, we're going to have to dash the goodbye song. Goodbye, everybody, goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir. And cheerio. Good night, my darlings. Take great care of your dear selves. Join us 8 o'clock sharp tomorrow night. Be there or be square. Till then, this is Scottie McClue saying to every single one of you, Dinky-Doo and ta-ra, lads. Ta-ra, guys. Dinky-Doo, Glenn. Good night. Good night, Craig.